Hi, I'm Dr. B, psychiatric nurse practitioner with over 20 years of clinical experience, and I created choice mapping. I created choice mapping to strengthen myself and because I truly believe that anyone can learn to be mentally strong. So the YouTube channel is about techniques to be mentally strong with encouraging videos that come out on Tuesdays and Fridays. And today we are talking about loving yourself. Honestly, I've been trying to love myself for years. I've known this since I was a young teenager. The negatives are so easy to go back to. What I don't like about myself. I have been practicing positive self-talk since I was a young teenager, and yet I still have to consciously do that every day, or at least when I'm down. So we do choice mapping here, and one of the things that we identify are negative thoughts about ourselves, and then we give them percentages. And so I was talking to a patient recently, and I said, that negative thought, what percentage of you truly believes that? And they started with, well, 100%. And so we negotiated, and we got that down to 95% because I know there's somewhere in there that has a positive that's opposite of that. And the negative thought was not good enough. And that's actually my personal negative thought, that I'm not good enough. But honestly, because I've been working on myself for so long, it's probably at about 30%, right? So I'm not saying that we have to completely get rid of these negative thoughts to love ourselves. And I think that's where some of the other people that talk about loving yourself make it where, oh, you have to believe these positive things all the time. And that would be great. But the reality is, the way that our mind works, the negative wins a lot of the time. And so what I'm saying is you can actually choose to love yourself even if it's not at that 100%. I have a video on what is love, right? That was a really hard abstract concept which is not easily defined, right? But what is love? It's a feeling. Do I feel like I love myself? Sometimes. And honestly, we have a lot of patients that don't feel like they love themselves at all. So we have to start with that commitment. So, we talk a little bit about love is a commitment. We have to commit to loving ourselves. So I'm asking you to kind of write down a commitment. What are you willing to say that, what are you willing to commit to changing the way that you think about yourself so that you can love yourself? So what do you need to do first? You need to know yourself, and this is where choice mapping comes in. We start with these thought maps where we say, okay, this is a feeling. We go back. A lot of times negative thoughts come up, and we help you to organize that so that you can choose to think positive, right? But those things take time. Like I said, I've been practicing positive self-talk. I won't tell you how old I am, but for a long time. And I still, 30% of me still wants to go back to those negative thoughts. So I'm here to tell all of you that it's not about being perfect. And that's another thing that we think about when we think about love, that it's got to be perfect and it's got to meet all these criteria. And there's parts of myself that I don't really like. Maybe the way I react to certain situations, maybe the fact that I'm not very good at this or that. There's parts of my body that I don't like. But I can still love myself. And so love is not perfect, and that includes when loving yourself. Okay? And so finding those ways to where the positive is bigger than the negative. That's your goal. Okay, not perfection. None of us are ever going to be perfect. And when you're trying to be perfect, one or two things are going to happen. You're going to be lying to yourself, or you're going to feel defeated and you're going to give up. Okay, so loving yourself is a commitment to yourself. It's bonding with yourself. You've got to know yourself, and I believe choice mapping can help you do that. You have to show concern. Right? We talk about loving people. How do we love people? We show concern for them. Well, that's how you love yourself. You show concern for yourself. You give yourself grace. You forgive yourself when you mess up. You take time for yourself. All of those things. So you're going to commit to loving yourself. You're going to commit to knowing yourself. And you're going to commit to finding the time and the resources to be kind to yourself. And that's what loving yourself is about. It's not this one day rah-rah positive self-talk. It's a lifetime journey. Just like being mentally strong is a lifetime journey. I've been doing this for a long time, and I will continue to share my struggles. Today, we have a choice opportunity, which is part of the choice mapping process, attached here, and it's about making those commitments to loving yourself. So download that, subscribe, like, share, get notifications. Every Tuesday and Friday we will be sharing these little nuggets because we believe that you are mentally strong.